This is Optimal Health Daily, episode 524. 5 Ways to Simplify Your Exercise by Melani Schweder with NoSidebar.com. And I'm Dr. Neil Malik, reading you some of the most popular health and fitness blogs out there, with permission from the websites, of course. Now, today's post comes from No Sidebar, a simple living site typically narrated on my brother's podcast, Optimal Living Daily. And so if you want to hear a lot more about minimalism and living with less, check out my brother's show, Optimal Living Daily. But for now, let's get right to the post as we optimize and simplify your life. 5 Ways to Simplify Your Exercise by Melani Schweder with NoSidebar.com. Toned, fit bodies are everywhere. They're splashed in magazines, they're at the gym, and they've certainly taken over Instagram. No matter where you look, you'll be confronted with muscular definition and peak athletic fitness. And while it's natural to want to feel strong and healthy, the way our culture goes about getting there can be anything but. The sport and fitness industry has topped over $84 billion in the last year, with over $21 billion of that coming from gym memberships alone. There are thousands of fitness gadgets and online training programs, many of which spout unrealistic claims about the kinds of results you'll get. Every January, like clockwork, sales of health and fitness equipment skyrocket. People sign up for personal training and coaching in droves. But every year, without fail, by mid-March, the vast majority of people have given up on their exercise routines, and their fancy new equipment sits, collecting dust in their guest bedroom. We're told that we need to constantly upgrade and continually seek new exercises, new gear, and new supplements in order to get fit. Our culture's obsession with six-pack abs has us all in a frenzy, willing to completely derail our schedules, forego precious sleep, and drop hundreds of dollars in the pursuit of an ideal physique. But is this what fitness is really about? And what is it doing for our mental health? I'm certainly not the first one to say it, but I'll say it anyway. You do not need any special equipment, nor do you need to spend hours and hours in a gym in order to be fit, healthy, and strong. Trust me, as a certified health coach and former research scientist, I've seen it all, and the numbers don't lie. Fitness can be simple. It can be fun, and it doesn't need to cost an arm and a leg either. Simplifying your exercise. If you're sick and tired of droning away on a treadmill every night under harsh fluorescent lights or wasting your hard-earned cash on exercise equipment you don't use, you can officially breathe a sigh of relief. Here are my 5 tips for simplifying your exercise routine. Tip number 1, ditch the useless products. Don't fall for the slick marketing of all those fancy ab machines, butt sculptors, or whatever else they're coming up with these days. And don't purchase a huge pack of fitness DVDs either. You don't need any equipment to be fit and healthy, except maybe a good pair of shoes. These fitness gadgets don't work. Remember, there's no such thing as spot reduction. And when you finally realize this, you'll be stuck with more clutter and less money in your pocket. Tip number 2, target large muscle groups. The muscles in our bodies are designed to work in tandem to accomplish tasks, so breaking them down into small individual parts doesn't make much sense. Instead of spending an hour doing dozens of targeted muscular exercises like bicep curls, focus on doing fewer exercises that use multiple muscles. You'll gain fitness in less time, and you will have more functional strength and range of motion. Your 4 key moves: squats, planks, push-ups, and pull-ups. Tip number 3, go high intensity. There is something that we coaches call chronic cardio, and it's become an epidemic ever since the 80s. Slaving away on a cardio machine for an hour isn't doing you any favors and can actually be contributing to chronic inflammation and potential overtraining. Not to mention it's boring as hell. Instead, give high-intensity interval training a try. These workouts involve short bursts of intense effort with rest periods in between and have been shown to be more effective in improving oxygen uptake, cardiac fitness, and blood glucose regulation. You can accomplish way more in a targeted 15-minute workout that you can do in a 45-minute jog. Tip number 4, make it fun. I know you've heard this before, but that's because it's true. The more fun you can make your exercise, the more likely you'll be able to do it, stick with it, and see long-term benefits. If it feels like a chore, then it's not going to do you any good. From a holistic wellness standpoint, the ultimate trifecta of exercise is one that combines 1, outdoor time, 2, spontaneous play, and 3, social stimulation. For example, a game of ultimate frisbee in the park will boost your health significantly more than an hour on the rowing machine. Tip number 5, relax the expectations. We are wired to compare ourselves to others, but this often creates unnecessary stress and tension in the mind and body. Stop looking in the mirror and feeling upset that you don't have the chest or abs or butt that someone else does. Stop trying to model your workouts after someone with a vastly different age, weight, body type, or gender than you. And please stop using exercise as a punishment. You are unique, and it's important to find the exercise that makes you feel good and that works for your body type, your budget, and location. The quest for fitness doesn't need to be the source of inner turmoil or a never-ending race for an unrealistic standard. It also doesn't need to involve any fancy, expensive gadgets, gym memberships, or multiple hours every week. When you can pare down and focus on a few full-body movements, short and intense training sessions, and make it fun, your fitness and overall well-being can dramatically improve. Our bodies already know how to move and how to be healthy and strong. We just need to stop complicating everything. Remember, the best kind of workout is one that helps you get the most out of the other areas of your life, not the other way around. You just listened to the post titled 5 Ways to Simplify Your Exercise by Melani Schweder with NoSidebar.com. And again, you can hear a lot more from No Sidebar if you're subscribed to Optimal Living Daily too. That's my brother's podcast. I loved reading this post because I so agree with so much of what Melani said. I always like using this example with my students. I ask them, how many of you have heard of the Thigh Master? Now, when I was younger, that was a popular product. And because my students, I'm guessing, are quite a bit younger than me at this point, they will have no idea what this product is. And usually I'm correct. When I say, hey, who's heard of this product called the Thigh Master, they often stare at me blankly. But when I was growing up, this was a hugely popular device. You couldn't go, it seemed like 5 minutes without seeing an infomercial for this product. Basically, it was this spring that you would put between your legs, right at the level of the knees, and then you would squeeze against the resistance of this spring. The health claims were that by doing this repeatedly, by pushing your knees against this spring, you're going to tone your thighs and burn fat. Well, we don't hear about that product much anymore, do we? That's because it didn't work. But this hasn't stopped other companies from creating other gadgets and gizmos that will help, quote, burn fat or, quote, spot reduce, whatever you want to call it. And in fact, to further my point, I'm actually trying to create a workout space in my garage. I finally cleared enough stuff out of the way that I actually have space now. And I started making a list of the things that I need for this to happen. My wife took a look at the list and she said, well, don't you want a treadmill in there? And I said, no, because I could do that outside. Well, what about an elliptical? Nope, because I could just, again, walk or jog outside. I don't need any fancy equipment when I can keep things simple. And yet I know with just 5 items in my garage, I can maintain my fitness and actually improve my overall fitness. And so yes, I'm a huge fan of simplifying, but at the same time, that doesn't mean I take it easy. It just means I focus on those key moves, those key exercises that will help maintain or improve my fitness. And what I love about simplifying is it's not as intimidating. I don't have to do fancy, complicated moves. I don't have to risk injury. And yet at the same time, I know I can get in a fantastic workout. All right, that'll do it for today. I'll be back tomorrow for our usual Friday Q&A, so definitely stay tuned for that, where your optimal life awaits.
Hello, Life Optimizer. This is Justin Malik, creator and producer of this show and Optimal Living Daily, the brother podcast of this one. Literally, I'm Dr. Neil's brother. If you like the format of this show, you'll love Optimal Living Daily too, where I also read to you from blogs, but cover other topics like personal development, finance, and minimalism from bloggers like Derek Sivers, The Minimalists, Zen Habits, and many more. So for more amazing content read to you for free, come subscribe to Optimal Living Daily too, and together we'll optimize your life.
You've been listening to Optimal Health Daily. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on each new episode, and head to oldpodcast.com. That's oldpodcast.com for a free gift, as well as more actionable tips and resources to help you maximize your potential. Thanks for joining us, and remember, your optimal life awaits.